Episode 44 of the greatest sports podcast that is brought to you by the IE, brought to you by this guy,
Hello.
and me, and him,
And me.
and me,
And him.
and me.
Rob on the mic.
Rob on the mic,
And
Big Grip, Gifting with a Y.
Gifting.
Episode 44.
Episode 44. 44 of them things, Gifting. It feels like just last one we just did our 43rd episode.
And we did go do our 43rd episode. Go check that out. Man.
Check it out. No, but episode 44 is really cool. It has a lot of different athletes that we would just want to put a shout out in the first place. We always like to throw out an athlete in the beginning of the episode, but this one has a good amount, right, Gifton? What was a couple that you remember?
Oh, man. Pistol Pete, Jerry West, Hank Aaron. And that's all that really matters. Really.
That's it. We also had Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, and Willie McCovey.
There's only one Mr. October.
Mr. October. Mr. October, I think, is Derek G. No. Mr. November is Derek Jeter. Mr. October is Reggie Jackson.
Mr. October is Drake.
Oh, my Lord. Get out of here. This is a sports podcast.
Oh God! Technical difficulties, guys. I have to check it out.
Oh
my God, Robbie! No, Robbie.
Now I'm just Rob. All right, now let's go ahead and start off episode 44. Now this one is a little bit special. All we're gonna do is talk about the NFL offseason so far. It's been a lot of moves been made, a lot of trades, pickups as well with
a lot
free
of
agency.
bags flying.
We're also gonna do a second half when they basically get to draft their people. Hopefully we get to do something about the draft as well, just so we can have some predictions with that.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, of course, do something with that.
We will. As
well as, again, we'll have like a second analyzation of how the offseason went for each team here. So we're just going to mention it looks like about 7 to 8 different teams. Let's start it off with the first one, Gifton. Everybody's talking about it.
The New England Patriots with my man, Cam, for another year, because I said that. You said he wouldn't be there next year.
I said he wouldn't be there because that's crazy. I didn't think that they were going to make all these different types of moves, but let's go ahead and talk about it. And I said that. Said a lot of different things this offseason, bold predictions, and I don't think any of them were going to really work out.
Black love lasts forever, Cam. You and me, together forever and ever.
Let's start it off right here. Who was their first weapon that they got, or one of the first weapons that they got?
Man, my guy, actually not my guy, he's my guy now. They got, is it Jonnu or Jonnu Smith? Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith.
And the reason why I like Jonnu Smith is because they got Ryan Tannehill's favorite tight end away from him, because it's fuck Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that part. You and Ryan Tannehill have something against each other, but okay.
Yeah, I always got something against Ryan Tannehill. But I like him a lot only because, he's a big tight end, 6'3", 240, 248, 240, 245, if I'm not mistaken. And then on top of that, you're going to one of the best tight end coaches in the history of the game.
Yeah, I think they definitely have a system that definitely feeds the tight ends there. You mentioned Jonnu Smith. Whenever I think of Jonnu Smith, he's just a big play type ability, type of wide receiver. I want to call him a wide receiver though because
he damn near is.
He's that fast. He has 3 plays that are over 20 miles an hour or something like that. So he can put on the wheels when he does it. And we're actually gonna do a small film study if you guys want to check that out coming soon here. But we're just gonna show you his breakaway speed and what it can mean in a game when you give him some space. And who's better at giving some guys space when you just mentioned how big he is. If he's able to start making blocks and make key types of blocks, and then the defense has to worry about him in that way, he can just set up a quick block, flare out, try to get a quick pass, and then take it 30 yards or something like that. I think
another thing that I like about this too is he's very young. He's only 25.
Yeah, no, definitely very young, definitely athletic, and another guy that to basically tie with them. And they can both be dominant, just like the good old days for the Patriots, where they had 2 dominant tight ends. They were able to have a great system where it came from run blocking, receiving tight ends. So you had Aaron Hernandez. I hate to say his name, but
come on, man, it is what it is, bro. It happened.
It is what it is.
It happened, man.
In the NFL, man.
It happened.
And then he had Rob Gronkowski right there. Then they also replaced Hernandez with Martellus Bennett for a little bit. So they're able to take advantage of the skills when it comes to tight ends. So now you also have Hunter Henry. Now, Hunter Henry has been having a lot of injuries. When it comes to that, he has like an injury bug when it comes to Hunter Henry. So whenever he is on the field, he is being effective. I like to compare, if I had to compare him to those two, where it's Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski. Aaron Hernandez is this guy, Jonnu Smith, where he's more of a receiving tight end, more of a speed guy, not really a blocking type of guy.
Right.
Hopefully they can, with that culture, like you said, in developing tight ends, he can develop that skill with blocking and become just an extra like tool in his bag there. And then Hunter Henry is more of like your third down type guy. Like, he's always going to be open. He's going to know the soft zone there. He's just a solid tight end that's going to be able to catch in traffic as well. Your other guy is going to go moss people with Jonnu Smith. This guy, Hunter Henry, is going to be like, this third down receiver type guy and reliable when it comes to a quarterback like this. Cam Newton loves his tight ends. Remember, we were talking about that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is the match made in heaven, honestly, for both sides, because I think they're going to get a lot of touches this year, because even Jonnu Smith only had 41 receptions last year, and then Hunter Henry only had like 60. So I feel like
that's a pretty good amount for Hunter
It
Henry,
is,
though.
But I feel like it's about to, I don't want to say double. It's going to go up about like 7.
But I don't know if it'll go up necessarily.
Nah, it's going up.
I would think that Jonnu's receptions will go up and Hunter Henry's will be about the same, because that's still very productive. I don't see them being elite, either of them, but I do definitely see an uptick in their production and a big difference for the New England team that treasures their yards. But don't forget, they also got Nelson Aguilar.
Man, fucking
underrated
shit on the Raiders.
You also have David Andrews, who's been on that team, won championships with the Patriots. Hopefully that he's able to just get back into the same system that he was successful in.
Gee.
And then you also don't forget about Matthew Judon, like a speed rusher from that defensive edge. They have a couple people coming back from the COVID from last year as well. So you just have a lot of upside with this team. I think, after the draft, because they do have a lot of draft picks, that they'll go ahead and basically show that, hey, we're going to make the playoffs this year. We got something to prove for our coach, Bill Belichick. How you feel about that, Gibson?
No, definitely. Bill Belichick has a little fire in his ass because he's seen my guy Tom Brady won the divorce, and look at him now. So Bill Belichick got a big-ass chip. Check out my shirt, by the way. Big-ass chip on his fucking shoulder. He got something to prove this year.
Yeah, you see last year, and everybody's going to Tom Brady won this divorce and everything like that. So maybe he just took a gap year, wanted to really study. He mentioned a lot of comments on other players as well. It seems like he was just keeping up with the league. But we'll see what happens, man. Yeah. It wasn't a very great throwing thing for Cam, but now they gave him some weapons. Let's see if Cam can produce. I want Cam to be good. I said that at the beginning of the year last year, but I just didn't see it. I can see him doing a lot better this year just because
he has weapons.
Why would they reinvest into him when they could have possibly got a better draft pick and invest into one of these quarterbacks? Maybe trying to get like the number 1 pick. I don't know. But like, they're just going with their Patriot way. They're going to continue to develop from within. And hopefully they can make a big difference with this next year here. Because, everybody hates the Patriots, but I'm kind of like not necessarily a Patriot fan, but I like good organizations. Because they should be like the top tier, like a good standard. And hopefully like, a lot of people can like learn from them. Now with the cheating shit and the scandal shit, but everything else, yes.
The greatest white man to ever do it, Tom Brady.
Cheater. No,
all right, but let's get into the next one. We got the Cleveland Browns, because they are no longer these shit stains to me. I have lifted the curse. They have proved it. They are now the Cleveland Browns.
Just the Browns.
And they got the guy.
Original name.
They got the guy that you've been raving about a lot, John Johnson III. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, as everybody knows, I am a Rams fan. I have my Isaac Bruce jersey right here. I have a Marshall Faulk jersey hanging in the closet. Probably put it up every once in a while, but I like to wear it instead. Now, when it comes down to it, John Johnson was a stud. He was always there at the right time. I just talked about Hunter Henry and how he's able to provide for a third down. This guy is the type of guy who's going to provide for a third down as well, batting a ball away, making the key tackle, just saving the Rams from really efficient third down rate. So when it comes down to it, he was calling his own play calls, making everybody better on that side of the football. And when it comes down to it, they also got our boy Troy Hill. He made
Yeah,
outstanding plays.
that one sucked, man. That one sucked to see him go.
They're already a good cornerback core or CBDB core, and now they're just adding John Johnson. And for safety help, they suck with the safeties, but definitely when it comes to Troy Hill, he's a good addition to the cornerbacks when it comes to like Denzel Ward and I forget who the other guy is when it comes down to it. But overall, again, I think it just adds on to an already good spot right there. They also have Anthony Walker to a linebacking core where there were no linebackers there, at all.
At all.
And now this guy who is shown to be a leader in the Colts locker room, now he's coming over here to this locker room. Hopefully he can provide some more leadership. They already had a good defense, not a great one. They just made some more upgrades.
So my bad, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Did they get him before or after they got Carson Wentz?
Who?
The guy who you just said came from the Colts.
They got him probably after. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, if you go out and get Carson Wentz, you would want to keep all your best pieces on that team.
Yeah,
you know
but but the Colts, they had so much good talent on their squad that or losing a linebacker that it was a leader. We already have other people to replace him.
Okay.
So Darius Leonard's taking over that middle linebacking core all the way through. So he's like a playmaker. I think they also have somebody else there too. I just was worried about this type of stuff.
I can't think his name on the line, but he's number 98 if I'm not mistaken. He's a rusher. He's fucking insane too. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me later.
How do you feel about these Browns though?
I feel. My bad. Go ahead.
I mean, I just mentioned a whole bunch of extra pieces there. With what they were able to prove last year, where you see them.
Yeah.
Because what this list is basically trying to prove is with these with all of this. They had a good offseason, you know what I mean? They're gonna have a better record.
They did.
Or
they had
step forward in this next season.
The Browns had a good year. They had a good playoff run. Baker Mayfield. Let's get into that real quick, and then I'll give you the answer. How do you feel about Baker Mayfield? How do you feel about this past season?
He proved enough. Yeah,
okay,
he won good games.
Same.
First year under good coaching, he's able to produce. So it kind of similarly happened to Jared Goff, where we had bad coaching, we had good coaching that made him good. Once we got tape, then he became average again. So this last year might be tape, so that he can start to look average again.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't really see anything amazing from Baker, honestly. I just am a fan of him. Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of sucks about Baker. You want to be a fan, you want him to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he shows you some stuff that can make him great, but I think ultimately it's just my fandom, because when I really actually watch him, I want him to succeed.
Right.
And he does make good throws, but a lot of people can actually make good throws.
Right.
Kirk Cousins makes good throws, but I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins. That's why I don't back his shit.
Okay.
When it comes to Baker, I really like him.
Yeah.
I want him to succeed. Look at all the pieces around him though. He has a really good offense, really good defense now. It's a good package. You're supposed to be winning games. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, he can at least make a championship.
Yeah. Okay, so to answer that, yes, Baker did prove it. I feel it. I agree with you. Mainly, I just like that I like that the Browns got some vets. They also I don't even want to say filled a couple of holes where they needed, because it seems like they kind of had everything. They just needed more experience and time to grow together. Mm. You know what I'm saying? But now that they added Troy Hill, Anthony Walker, Malik Johnson, you know what I'm saying, some certified vets that have been around the block a couple of times, I think it's honestly going to be great for Cleveland, because they were already there in the playoff run. They fell short a couple of times. Shout out Lamar, baby.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar. Rocking with you, Jid. But, yeah, I honestly feel like this is a good move for Cleveland. How far do they go this year? I don't know yet. I got to see a game or two, you know what I'm saying? But I like what Cleveland did. I like the year that they came off, like the year that Baker came off. I like these. I like all of these signings.
I feel it. So let's get into our next one, though. We spent a little bit of time on now they're the Browns, but before they were the shit stains.
The shit stains.
Let's get back to the list here, though. We also have, I put him on here. I do want to actually talk about them, because I think they're going to be definitely one of the clubs
Up
that
and
take
coming.
a
They're
step
gonna be up
forward.
and coming.
We'll see up and coming because they're talking about Trevor Lawrence being a generational quarterback. I feel like he's on a really great squad. Like, give me some time to like really
He's
watch
on
him
a
in the
really
NFL.
good wave of hype with Trevor Lawrence.
I mean,
if we're
it's
being
well deserved.
real,
It's well deserved.
it is well deserved. But man, this is a hell of a fucking wave, bro.
I guess you guys can understand who we're talking about. The Jacksonville Jaguars here.
The Jaguars.
They got Urban Meyer now, a young core there.
The Urban Meyer.
Yep. They got Shaq Griffin on the DB that we mentioned beforehand, who can make a big difference on any team.
Let me tell you something.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones Jr.
And then they also have this man named Roy Robertson Harris.
This
don't
man
know him too
named
well.
Roy. He piece of shit.
I don't know him too well. I'm not going to say I know a fucking defensive tackle. I'm sorry. But Shaq Griffin, Marvin Jones Jr., I think those are both really good pickups to an already great squad. Now, when it comes to their defense, it's always going to be a little shaky. They've been having just a Jaguar name, but ultimately it's not that, that type of play anymore. They just have that brand that we remember a couple years back. Now, Marvin Jones Jr., though, now that guy can play. He was just on the Lions. He was with Matthew Stafford, above average quarterback, one that definitely has some talent. Marvin Jones can come onto that squad with a Trevor Lawrence and a DJ Chark Jr. Make a statement. I'm telling you, it's going to be really nice. I would say that is two 1,000 over 1,000 yard receivers right there.
Really?
Yep. Marvin Jones Drew and that man DJ Chark Jr. And the reason why is because these rookies come in, they're like, they got fresh arms. We're just going to throw them out. Bro, I think Gardner Minshew once threw like 50 plus passes before. So it's just like, they just had these guys coming in. They're just slinking the ball. I think that those two will have over 1,000 yard season. Gifton, how do you feel about this team, Jacksonville, and their addition?
Jacksonville still has a couple of things to fill. I like to see them get like another dope running back. And then we'll see where the defense goes this year because we know it wasn't great with Nick Foles was there, and we know it wasn't great when Gardner Minshew was there. But Shaquille Griffin is a real underrated signing, man. Because like one, I didn't know he was a free agent like that, and then two, he's just had such a great year on the Seahawks. So it's like, why would you not take that man?
I think he got paid, so...
Right, like he got 3 years, $30 million.
He went to the best spot possible for his paycheck, but no, like, I think it's going to be a good signing. I think that, he comes from... Everybody calls Pete Carroll like a college coach. He thrives with young players. I think he's going to be able to kind of fit in with Urban Meyer and his system and just what he stands for as well. So, Jacksonville, watch out for them. They're going to get Trevor Lawrence. There's no doubt about it. It seems like they have some other draft picks as well. You have a guy who's just able to scout college talent, understand what it is. Hopefully he can transfer into the NFL stages. Urban Meyer, I feel like, can definitely make a huge difference in that organization. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to definitely see how that goes and follow that storyline. Like, they're going to have to bail on that guy before they bail on Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see what happens.
All right. That concludes
the Chargers.
The Chargers.
The next one up. Gifton, do you want to start with this one or you want me to start with it, buddy?
Yeah. If you know who Corey Lindsey is, go ahead, because I don't.
So Corey Lindsey was the center All-Pro for the Packers.
Okay.
And then you also have a left guard in Matt Fielder and Ode Obashi, the guard. So I didn't really necessarily put this team as to like, oh, look at these sexy names. You know what I mean? Like,
why'd you put them on there? So we can shit on them?
Nah,
so
I'm not trying to shit on them, man.
So we can shit on them?
These guys are actually good, and they're a lot better from what the Chargers were providing. Our guy Justin Herbert. Now I mentioned in a long ass video a long time ago. I don't know what episode it is. It's one of the Charger videos. Probably Justin Herbert's right on the cover of that one. So check it out on YouTube. Or Podbean or any type of podcast or shit like that.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. This guy right here is basically like the new Drew Brees in my estimation when it comes to like accuracy, when it comes to how he can throw the deep ball, the short
Justin
ball.
Herbert?
Just be very, very accurate. Yes.
Okay.
Just be very, very accurate. Justin Herbert is the next Drew Brees, but he can run and like be mobile, as in the next generation's Drew Brees. He's gonna break a lot of records, as you can see already from his rookie year. Now we've seen that with Baker Mayfield too, but he also threw a lot of interceptions. But this guy had the most the most terrible line in the NFL. Now they have a Pro Bowler, and he's like the center, so he's a big captain on that line. That calls a lot of people out. That sets up the line so that they can succeed. And then you have an additional 2 people that can either rotate and keep people fresh, or actually make a big impact on that team. So they went from terrible coaching, terrible talent on the O line. Now they've been having great weapons, to a new coach. He was the defensive coordinator of the Rams last year. Set a lot of records for holding people down in yardage and points for a season. Man, what to provide better for Justin Herbert than hopefully a good defense that is very advanced, very easy in language, very easy to learn, and because they didn't have OTAs and that was a brand new defensive coordinator last year, so hopefully he just updates this, especially with having Derwin James and Joey Bosa on the defensive side. Then you give him a good defensive mindset in the new head coach. And then, of course, you have Justin Herbert, who was doing great with terrible coaching and a terrible line anyway.
True.
This team is going to beat the Chiefs at least one time as well. Probably the first time, because they're going to take them, as like an underdog. Like, oh, we're not going to care about your ass. Yeah, then they're going to beat them. But yeah, no, I think that this is overall just going to be a home run for the Chargers. I'd be scared of facing these Chargers next year.
See, man, you say that, and then I'm just here to shit on the Chargers, because I still don't feel no type of... Justin Herbert's great. Joey Bosa's great. Like you said, shit coaching, shit line. I don't know, man. San Diego's gonna have... San Diego. God. See? That's how much I don't give a fuck about the Chargers. The LA Chargers are gonna have to earn it. They'll have to earn it for me this upcoming year. Because I still really don't care about them like that.
Who's better, the Chargers or the Raiders?
Raiders!
No, that's a damn lie, and I'll put $20 on that. Because they face each other twice next year.
Okay, so what? So I have to be 2-0, or you have to...
We can put $20 on each game.
$20 on each game?
Yeah.
Bet.
All right.
You seen it.
We seen it.
You seen it.
Let's get on to the next one now. The one that you were correct on.
Yeah.
That we didn't put money on.
Hey, fuck this guy. Let me introduce this one.
I said
Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers damn near bring back the whole squad. They brought back Levante David, Shaq Barrett, Rob Gronkowski, and Ndamukong Suh, Leonard Fournette. I don't know who Ryan Scoop is, but okay.
Bro, Ryan Suckup.
Oh, Suckup? That's a horrible last name, by the way.
First of all, they've been having kicker troubles ever since they drafted a kicker in the second round of an NFL draft.
Oh, God.
In the second round, bro. That's insane.
That's like an extra spot for a lineman,
dude,
really.
A great lineman. Oh, my goodness. And so they got Josh Wells back. Kevin Minter is a really good rotational type of linebacker as well. So these guys are just back, reloaded, just trying to run it back, man. Like that, we just had to put them in there. Like, can you believe this? And with what you said last year, man, do you see them repeating like this?
Tom Brady. Thomas Jefferson Brady is going for 8.
He does have 7.
Thomas Jefferson Brady is going for 8.
You have to understand.
And I'm sticking with it. I'm dying on that hill by my fucking self.
You have to understand.
Thomas Jefferson Brady.
That man literally has 7. That's more than any other franchise.
For 8 of them bitches. Go ahead.
Well, I think that concludes the Buccaneers. Nah. When it comes down to it, man, Levante David, it was a really big pickup for them. He came back for less money. That's so awesome for them. Just because Levante David has finally been given his flowers this year. Not only is he a Pro Bowler, but he was also a World Series, world champion when it comes to the Super Bowl as well. I just think that was just a really big thing that he was able to come back because he could have cashed out. He did his time for the Bucs, but they wanted him back. I think that even having Shaq Barrett and Rob Gronkowski back is insane too, because Rob was always just, I'm about to retire, and then he made some big plays in the Super Bowl. You also have Shaq Barrett, who could have got cashed out somewhere else. I think he got franchise tag though. No, that was Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin got the franchise tag.
Shaq Barrett got paid then, right?
Yeah, Shaq Barrett got paid.
So this is just insane that all these people are either taking like pay cuts or they're just coming back, and it just speaks to again Tom Brady's leadership and the locker room that he just organizes, makes into the culture that he provides. He is the Patriots way. He the Florida way now, Jit.
You
cannot. It's a Patriot way. It's TB12. That's what I believe in now. You can't put a number on what this guy is worth. You can't say more than enough about this team right now. We'll see what happens in this next year. I hope they can run it back. I love greatness more than I love anything else.
Shaq Barrett signed a 4-year, $68 million contract with the Buccaneers.
And to speak about Shaq Barrett, I was comparing him to a Leonard Floyd.
Okay.
The guy on the
That's
Rams,
fair.
who we just re-signed. Now let's shift it off to the Rams. That's here. Fair. Your favorite team, Tom Brady's team, is always Gibson's favorite team. Now let's go to my favorite team, the Rams.
Fuck you. Tom Brady's my favorite white man / quarterback.
And whatever team he goes to is your favorite team.
Whatever. Okay, fine.
That's what I meant.
Okay, cool. You're right. I'm an idiot.
The Rams, they got Leonard Floyd back. We were just talking about Shaq Barrett, how he's basically like a NBA player in an NFL person's body, being on the end there, speed rushing, getting there. A lot like Matthew Judon, but I would say he's just a little bit more skilled when it comes to spins and the way that he can get after it. Now, he's also paired with Aaron Donald, so he's going to be able to provide the same type of rush that we had last year. I like that. Yeah, I mean, he was there last year, did just enough. We also have Deshaun Jackson. We did lose Austin Blythe, but we lost Andrew Whitworth. I think it's Whitworth.
Whitworth. Yeah, Whitworth.
For some reason, I was thinking Whitfield. I was thinking baseball.
That was our JV coach Whitfield. Years ago. His name was Coach Whitfield.
Whitfield.
Yeah.
I wasn't with him though.
He was there. I mean, he was around, but yeah.
We'll see. But we lost Austin Blythe, but we were able to prove that we were able to substitute people and really fill in that role and take care of the football. Jared Goff didn't take care of the football, but our line did very well last year.
And you think Matt Stick in the mud, Stafford will?
Yeah, he's going to do a lot better, man. You'll see. But that was actually the next thing, because I mentioned Deshaun Jackson, and that he's really nice to take the cap off. We didn't really have that. I feel like we lost it with Jefferson, but he wasn't really a great dude off that. Like, it's not the best. So when it comes down to it, Deshaun Jackson, of course, he's always a vertical threat. Biggest thing is that can he stay healthy?
Yeah,
that fucking sucks.
Sucks. The injury bug likes to.
So Leonard Floyd having the same type of factors as a Shaq Barrett being able to come back is great. I'm glad we got him. I really wish we could have kept John Johnson, but the reason why I picked these guys to be like better next year is because we got, of course, like you were just mentioning, Matthew Stafford. Now you call him Stick in the Mud.
Because he is.
That man is a lot more talented than Jared Goff. I thought Jared Goff can finish some plays. I think that he was given the shit end of the stick. I don't see too much of a better way of it going about, but I do think that Matthew Stafford is definitely a better improviser. So he's like a playmaker. And Jared Goff is more of a, if it doesn't go to plan, kind of bailing on it. So that's why I believe that Matthew Stafford can do everything that Jared Goff does and then provide that little playmaking. He's got what they call it. That's why the Rams will have a better year.
I hope Matt Stafford has it. Because I actually like the Rams. You know what? My dad's a Rams fan, but I be shitting on him. You're a Rams fan. I love you, but I be shitting on you.
Yeah.
So I hope he does, man. I really hope he does. Because if he don't, you know where I'm coming to talk my shit.
Right onto the show. Just yelling and being ignorant to me. But you actually have a reason to be that way. You're a big fan of the Cardinals and Kyler Murray.
The Cardinals!
That is our next team, and I believe so too that this team will actually make a step forward, and that's why I hate it. There's this division is just getting more and more competitive. Who did they bring on to the Cardinals to give to?
Man, so first off, got my guy J.J. Watt, straight from Houston, ducking those allegations. And I'm just kidding, that's fucked up. Free Deshaun Watson. He didn't do it.
I don't know. That shit.
Yeah, did you see today? That shit's looking left, man.
They're releasing their names, and it's gonna come out eventually. But I didn't think it's gonna come out this early.
Yeah,
they're really gunning.
They are gunning for his ass.
Anyway,
so yeah, we got J.J. Watt straight from the Houston Texans. Then on top of that, we got AJ. I'm not a fan of the Cardinals. They got.
Anybody red you like, bro?
Hey.
Honestly, bro, if they got red in their logo, you're like, bro, I love these guys. Rockets, Bucks, Cardinals.
Bro, go, push the show for it. Push the show.
So anyway, this guy giggling. J.J. Watt, A.J. Green, Malcolm Butler, who's a guy that everybody just considered like overrated, maybe a little underrated. He's on the stepping stone, going teeter-totter, going back and forth. I think that's a good pickup overall. And, of course, they have Matt Prater as their kicker. Now, people like kicker, like, what's the big deal about a kicker?
Y'all don't know how important the kicker is, bro.
You want to score points on every single possession. And if your kicker's not able to be there and hit the farther ones, then you're not getting for sure points. I'm talking logically, but you guys have no idea how, like, you know how you go for it on fourth down in Madden? Yeah, you're stupid. Unless you just know exactly what it is and it's on, like, the 1 to 3 yard line.
Yeah.
But, like, overall, like, that's just a dumb way to play. Like, if you can get your points, and hopefully you can punt so that they have to travel a longer way and you have more chances of hopefully creating a turnover or just stopping them and turnover on downs there. So, overall, what I'm trying to say is that kicker is very, very important. And if your kicker is getting you empty points, ask the Bears. Ask the Buccaneers before they had Ryan Suckup. Dude, it sucks to not have a good kicker. Ask the Patriots, who always have a great kicker, and now even last year had a bad kicker. So, like, there's no consistency, and that's terrible. But I'm not going to just talk about the kicker the whole time when it comes to the Cardinals. AJ Green's going to open it up more for Christian Kirk and DeAndre Hopkins. Come on, man. AJ Green's still AJ Green. He's still 6'3", 6'4", very, very athletic. Maybe lost a step, but come on, dude. He's still got a good body on him.
Right.
Has a great IQ and has a new motivation here. J.J. Watt, same type of thing. Good-ass potential. Has set records since, like, 2011, basically. Like, he's first in, like, everything. Tackles for loss, sacks, all that shit. This is a team that has made moves, has overloaded on things, because I feel like that team was already good last year. Mm-hmm. They just needed to overdo shit on defense.
Right.
They got 2 main keys.
Right.
They got rid of Pat Pete, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I think it's underrated because he was a plague in that locker room.
I think it's still okay because they kept, like, Buda Baker, Chandler Jones, and, like, those guys around still. So the fact that they lost him, it's like, it sucks. But you can't go wrong with signing J.J. Watt. At all.
No, can't. And this team just has to be competitive because look at the rest of the division as well.
Yeah.
Just ready to bounce back. The Seahawks have made improvements. They were able to keep Russell Wilson, it seems like. And then you have the 49ers who are banking on Jimmy Garoppolo, but also look like they're moving up a draft pick.
You know what they did, bro. Come on.
You know it's going to
happen.
It's going to be crazy.
You know it's going to happen.
You also mentioned Sammy Watkins to the Ravens, man. Do you think Sammy Watkins is going to be the Ravens' only move, or do you see them getting Antonio Brown too?
I'd like to see them get Antonio Brown.
I'd love to see them get Antonio Brown because then you'll have Hollywood Brown with Antonio Brown, with Sammy Watkins as well, you would kind of feel like Lamar Jackson has no other like excuses anymore. Like, you have to pay him after this year, I think, too.
Yeah,
so why not make sure?
I mean, not pay him, but you have to give him a decent contract.
Oh, they gotta pay him.
Really?
He's MVP.
Ooh.
He ain't max shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I like to see them. I like to see him load up because it's like they already got him, J.K. Dobbins. I like to see him load up offensively. Because is Mark Thielen still there?
Who?
The tight end?
Of who?
For the Ravens.
Mark Andrews?
Mark Andrews
is still there.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. I like to see him load up with Sammy Watkins. That was a good signing. Go ahead. You already got Hollywood. Go ahead and get Antonio. You know what I'm saying? So then, see, because the thing is,
and
like,
they're cousins.
Right, and they're cousins. So that chemistry's already going to be there. And on top of that, like, I feel like for quarterbacks in today's game to take the next step, you got to give them the right pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So let Baltimore do right by Lamar and go get the right pieces and put them around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that he can take that next step. So he doesn't have to run every other fucking possession and worry about getting clapped.
Same thing with Baker Mayfield, you know?
Right.
Like, you're just going to give him all the tools, and if he doesn't do it or if he's not providing, then it's kind of like, all right, now we don't have to pay him this much or that much, or we have an actual value of what he's worth. So overall, the Ravens, they definitely need some wide receiver help. Hopefully Sammy Watkins can be that big deal. But I just think that Sammy had a lot of other things opening up the field for him. He was like the third option on that Chiefs offense. You know what I mean? There's two great players in front of him, but they're still taking his reps, you know what I mean? Or his, targets and stuff. So I think he only gets like 3 like touchdown receptions.
Yeah, fucking
2 a
wild.
year. And it's like, I don't know how much Sammy Watkins is going to be a big deal, but if they get Antonio Brown, that's a whole different story.
It's like, why not give him that star-studded wide receivers? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just feel like I said it, and it's like a damn I said that. When they first got, or thinking about getting Antonio Brown, I was like, bro, you're already struggling. Why would you do that? And then Antonio Brown is scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl and actually contributing to winning, and he wasn't a distraction. And again, what was I saying about Tom Brady is that locker room is just insane, and he's just the greatest leader like ever to lead, 11 on one side, 11 on another side, and then maybe on some special teams, a group of 40 men, do all those different games where it's like one and done. So, man, all I have to say is that I was saying bad about Antonio, and then he ended up providing for them in the best way possible. Is it credit to Tom Brady, or is it credit to his maturity? Hope is his maturity. I would never wish bad upon another man. And definitely, I mean, you can always cut him. You can always cut him. So I don't think anybody's going to give him the rightfully deserved guaranteed dollars, but because of recent events and the way that he's handled himself, I don't think they can actually do that for him.
Right.
Especially with the cap going down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it happen. Is it realistic? If Antonio
wants it. Is it realistic?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Antonio wants it, yeah.
If Antonio wants it.
Yeah.
Because where else would he want to go? I don't know. I think it'd be fun for him to play the Steelers twice a year.
That'd be tight as fuck.
That'd be funny as shit. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, though.
That is it.
Can't think of anybody else. The Colts, they just got Carson Wentz, basically. We'll see what happens. I think we already talked about it a little bit, but we could probably talk about it in the next episode. But Carson Wentz on the Colts, pretty good. We'll see what happens. He's already on a great team, and the last quarterback was Phillip Rivers. I don't know about that shit, dog. I don't know about that shit, dog. But yeah, episode 44. Gibson, how you feeling about it?
Man, episode
very chill,
44
very nice.
of them bitches. It was a nice little chill night, you know what I'm saying? As always, shout out like button, bust down those comments, subscribe to the Instagram, subscribe to my Instagram, this guy's Instagram, everybody's Instagram. Go ahead and use use your PTO at work, and then go home and watch Sports U on your TV, And then remember to support you.
Y'all have a good night, everybody. Everything that he said, times 4, times 10, tenfold. That's the way that you're supposed to say it. But yeah, definitely appreciate you guys' support. Hopefully you guys can continue. And yeah, support to you. Have a great night.